Hello everybody and welcome to Naomi's All-Inclusive World, where today I am gonna be looking at halitosis, or like we commonly call it a smelly mouth, a condition that might be caused by just more than the food you have eaten, number one. Number two, that also might be medically corrected. Now, now, like I said in my introduction, we get to breathe the breath of the last meal we have eaten. You realize if, for example, you had food that had a lot of onions, your breath has the onion smell in it. If you had, say, food that had a lot of garlic in it, or ginger in it, or rosemary, your breath actually also has that in it until you give it a very good brush. But now in this case, we're not talking about a smelly mouth from a meal that you've had, or from the fact that you've just woken up and you've not brushed your mouth. No, in this case, you have actually had your meal and you've brushed your mouth and done it very well at that, but you're still emitting bad breath. That's the condition we are talking about, halitosis. Now, some of the causes, some of the resulting causes of someone ending up with a smelly mouth will be one, poor hygiene, where we have people who think actually, like washing or gargling water in your mouth is equivalent to brushing your mouth. It's not. Proper dental hygiene is very necessary, and failure of doing that might result into you actually having bad breath in the long run. You know, like when they say dental hygiene, it means really take time to brush your teeth and then do it everywhere, you know, including your tongue, including the roof of your, you know, like everywhere. We have people who just quickly in like 20-15 seconds, they've already like, you know, maneuvered the brush in the mouth and they're already like, you know, spitting the last water and so on. So that is not good. So lack of proper dental hygiene can result in you actually accumulating that bacterial, or you know, bacterial environment that can eventually lead to you having a smelly mouth. Number two, also unattended dental need. You know, say for example, you have a dental issue, you have a bad tooth, or you have a bleeding tooth, bleeding gum and so on, and you don't have that situation medically attended to, that can result to you eventually having bad breath. Another thing that also might result to someone having a smelly mouth, regardless of whether or not they brush, is actually if someone smokes tobacco. So ideally, like, tobacco is just not good for us. Like, it does not have any health benefits, and beside it having very many dangerous effects to someone who smokes it, it can also actually result into you having bad breath, a smelly mouth every time, whether or not you brush your mouth. And lastly, when you also have other chronic conditions that have not been tackled, that might contribute to you having a smelly mouth. You know, when it's most of the time actually linked to something happening to your mouth. It might also be a sign of actually something like gastric reflux, diabetes, and just kidney diseases. So when other conditions in your body are not handled well, they may contribute to you having a smelly breath. Do you having actually a smelly mouth? So yes, just when someone is in your presence, or you are in a gathering and someone happens to just have a smelly mouth, it might just not be because they did not brush well. There could be very many other conditions that are resulting to that, and not brushing well is just but one of them. So yes, how about actually whenever there is any condition, like, make sure it's completely taken care of. And this is to both kids and also adults, so that then it's not a result, or it doesn't become like very accommodative to now someone ending up having a smelly mouth. Now, in the event that you have this, or someone has a smelly mouth or has halitosis, a few of the things someone might want to do, and do them very thoroughly to help towards this, will include just brushing and flossing your mouth very thoroughly. You know, the brush, the usual brushing we do every morning we wake up and every time we have a meal is good, but it doesn't really get to the joints of the teeth to remove every food remains that are there. And that's why it's recommended that it's recommendable that once in a while, where in a while here could be once in a week or once in whatever, but just so often enough, like floss your teeth, floss your mouth, so that then you are able to get out the food that is really stuck in between the teeth that the brush might not be able to reach. And then also thoroughly scrub your tongue. Most of the time, actually, when we are brushing and cleaning our mouth, we really just concentrate on the teeth, and it's like we don't really clean our tongue very well. So like scrub your tongue until there's no layer of just like remnants that are coming. Remember, this tongue has every food touch it every time we are eating it. Drinks, food, you know, whatever it is, and so on. So it also gets stained. And when you are doing your dental cleaning, your dental hygiene, remember to also take time and just scrub your tongue and wash it very thoroughly. This could help towards making sure you don't end up with a smelly mouth. And for those who happen to be smoking tobacco and so on, you might want to consider quitting that habit. It will be good for you and for those around you, but in this particular case, it will be good for your good breath. Can you imagine people avoiding you, not because of any big issue, not because you have COVID, not because you have a contagious disease, but imagine just because you have halitosis, because you have a smelly mouth, something that can be avoided or something that can be handled in case it has already happened. So yeah, you don't want to keep people who will be good to you, people who would add value to your life just because they don't like the smell from your mouth. So yeah, you might want to consider these things. And also just make sure every time you feel uncomfortable, every time you have any dental issue, that you actually visit with your dentist, so that again you just don't home treat whatever discomfort you have, if you have any, you know, and so on. Like, do your dental visitations when there is need, so that then you also get medical attention for your teeth, for your dental formula, and therefore so that you also avoid eventually ending up actually having a smelly mouth. All right. So yeah, and then lastly for those who have the dangers, for those who have the removable teeth, or they call what? Yeah, the removable dental formula. Remember to wash them thoroughly every time, like, you know, when you remove them from your mouth and so on. Like, remember to also wash them thoroughly, also as much as you're also washing your mouth, so that then they also don't bring any germs and bacteria into your mouth and end up also having these bad smells. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I hope this is helpful to everybody, to your parents, to any person, because all of us have teeth, you know, natural or otherwise, and we just want to take care of our mouth, because this mouth gives us shape, gives us our facial shape. This mouth actually makes us be able to speak, eat, and so on, smile for the camera and so on. So we need it, and we need it smelling good. So let's follow these instructions, and just in case you have a person around you, a family member, a colleague, a neighbor who happens to have this condition, now you know that it could just be beyond the fact that they don't brush their teeth.